You think if you honor you call this trash? This dojo's for real martial artists, not street rats like you.
A black homeless man walked into a karate class, and no one believed what happened next. The room fell silent as eyes turned toward him, curiosity mixed with judgment. His clothes were tattered, shoes worn thin, and a shopping cart stood waiting outside. But there was something in his presence that made people pause. Who was he? What was he doing here? Before we continue, where are you watching from? Comment below and let us know. This is not just a story about skill, it's about courage, respect, and breaking expectations. Stay with us to see what unfolds. The dojo was bright and pristine. Students lined up in spotless uniforms, practicing precise movements. Then the door creaked open, and all attention shifted. He stepped inside, layers of worn clothing hanging loosely, shoes patched and scuffed. A duffel bag slung over one shoulder. Outside, his shopping cart rested against the wall, a silent reminder of the life he lived. Whispers spread like wildfire. Who let him in? Is he lost? Some stifled laughter, others stared in disbelief. Yet, despite the stares and snickers, he stood tall, shoulders squared, eyes locked on the black belt leading the class. Every step was calm, every movement intentional. He did not flinch. The students couldn't hide their amusement. Laughter bubbled up from a few corners, whispers darted through the rows. Is this a joke? Someone muttered under their breath. They expected failure, a clumsy attempt, something to confirm their assumptions. But he didn't act desperate or awkward. Instead, he radiated quiet confidence, as if he belonged there more than anyone else. Some students glanced at each other, unsure how to respond. The contrast was impossible to ignore. The class full of clean-cut, disciplined students versus a man who looked like he had nowhere to sleep. Tension grew, curiosity flared, and the air seemed to hold its breath. Something was about to happen. He walked quietly to the back and sat down, legs crossed, hands resting calmly on his knees. He didn't ask for help. He didn't speak. He simply watched. His eyes tracked every movement, every strike, every pivot of the instructor and students. The room tried to continue as if nothing had changed, but all attention returned to him over and over. The instructor paused, unsure what to do. Some students stole glances, trying to read him, trying to guess if he could even follow the moves. A sense of curiosity mixed with suspense filled the dojo. Everyone felt that something extraordinary was waiting to be revealed. When the class ended, he rose with deliberate calm. Every eye followed him. "May I try?" he said, his voice steady and respectful. The room erupted in murmurs and awkward laughter. Some students leaned back, others exchanged glances of disbelief. A few muttered, "Is this for real?" The head instructor, older and steeped in tradition, studied him silently, then nodded slowly. "One try," he said. The air thickened with anticipation. Everyone waited, unsure whether they would witness a disaster or something unforgettable. A student rushed forward, holding out a crisp white GI. He shook his head politely. "No, thank you," he said, and stepped barefoot onto the mat. The dojo fell into a hushed silence, all eyes fixed on him. The bright lights reflected off the polished floor, but the room felt heavier, charged with anticipation. Every student sensed the tension rising, the quiet before something remarkable. His posture was straight, calm, and poised. Every muscle relaxed, yet ready. The air was thick with expectation. Something told them this wasn't going to be ordinary. They had no idea what was coming next. The instructor began with basic drills, expecting hesitancy, awkwardness, perhaps failure. Instead, the man moved with surprising precision. Each motion was fluid, almost effortless, his breathing controlled, steady. Kicks snapped high, punches struck with calculated force, turns executed with perfect balance. Laughter faded as disbelief replaced amusement. Students leaned forward, trying to see better, eyes wide. "How?" Someone whispered. Every strike, every stance, every pivot seemed measured, almost too precise for a stranger. The contrast between expectation and reality sent a ripple of awe through the room. Each movement increased suspense, making the air thick with anticipation. It became clear this man had a skill few could match. The instructor handed him a single board. Calmly, he took position and struck. The crack echoed through the dojo. Perfect. Murmurs spread. Then he asked for 2 more, then 3. Each strike was sharper, faster, more controlled. Students circled closer, eyes wide, jaws tight, whispering, "Who is this man?" Some had to look twice to believe it. The room was alive with disbelief and excitement. Every successful break intensified suspense, building a crescendo. Each board shattered cleanly, a testament to skill and strength beyond expectation. The murmurs turned into awe, faces reflecting shock and respect. No one had predicted this. The quiet observer had become the center of attention, commanding the room with every movement. Finally, the instructor asked the question everyone wanted answered. "Have you trained before?" He nodded slowly. "I used to teach. Until life happened," he said softly, voice calm. A hint of pride lingered beneath the humility. Students exchanged glances, astonished. He wasn't a random passerby. He had history, skill, and a story. The mystery only grew, curiosity piquing. What had brought him here? What else could he do? The dojo held its breath, waiting. His calm demeanor contrasted with the awestruck faces around him. Suspense built naturally, a quiet promise of something even greater yet to come. Everyone sensed that the next moment could change everything they thought they knew about skill and strength. The instructor pointed to the dojo's all-time speed record, 5 boards in under 8 seconds. The man's eyes flicked to the display. "I'd like to try that," he said quietly. Students froze. Some laughed nervously, others whispered doubts. Could this really happen? The tension thickened. The timer was set, boards stacked, hands ready, eyes fixed. Even the instructor held his breath. The room felt suspended in time. Every heartbeat, every glance heightened suspense. The moment stretched long, anticipation building like a coiled spring. Something extraordinary was about to unfold, and no one could look away. Then it happened. He exploded into motion. First, strike snap. The board shattered. Second strike crack. He spun, pivoted, and unleashed a third strike with thunderous precision. Each movement was a blur, yet perfectly controlled. 5 boards lined up before him, each falling beneath the force of his skill. Students held their breath. Every eye tracked him, every muscle tensed. In seconds, all 5 boards were broken, and the timer clicked. 6.2 seconds. The room erupted not with laughter, but stunned silence, then applause, then awe. The man stood tall, chest rising with calm, controlled breath. He wasn't just a homeless man anymore. He was a hero in that moment, a reminder that skill, strength, and determination can emerge from anywhere and the most unexpected places. The dojo was silent, everyone trying to process what they had witnessed. Then came slow, reverent applause. The instructor bowed deeply, an expression of profound respect, and the man returned the gesture with equal grace. Students stared, their previous assumptions shattered. Some faces reflected shame for underestimating him. Others radiated awe, inspired by his focus, skill, and humility. Scott whispered, "I can't believe it." Lisa's eyes glistened with admiration. Every expression, every posture, every movement in the room conveyed newfound respect. The laughter that greeted him at the door was gone, replaced by quiet humility and wonder. In that moment, the man had done more than break boards. He had broken prejudice, ego, and expectation, leaving a lesson etched into the hearts of all who witnessed it. Without a word, he picked up his duffel bag, one last nod to the stunned students, and he walked quietly out of the dojo. No fanfare, no interviews, no celebration, just peace. Students were left in reflective silence, still absorbing the extraordinary display they had just seen. Questions hung in the air. Who was he really? Where had he come from? Would he return? The dojo felt emptier, quieter, yet somehow fuller. They knew they had witnessed something rare, something that would linger in their memories for years. Marcus had entered as a stranger, yet left as a legend in their eyes. Marcus' story reminded everyone that greatness doesn't require wealth, status, or appearances. Talent and determination can come from the most unexpected places. Prejudice and assumptions had been shattered in a single lesson. The students were changed forever. Scott went on to earn his black belt, carrying humility alongside skill, while Lisa now kept an extra GI by the door, ready for anyone who wanted a chance. The lesson went beyond karate. It was about seeing people, giving opportunities, and acknowledging potential regardless of outward appearances. How many people do we overlook every day? How many chances do we deny before even looking closer? Marcus had shown that brilliance can walk in from the street, quietly asking for nothing but a chance. And sometimes, that's enough to change everything. Marcus's name was etched into the dojo's history, a permanent reminder of courage, skill, and humility. Sometimes brilliance walks in from the street, unnoticed, waiting for a chance to shine. His story inspires reflection, reminding us to look beyond appearances. If this story moved you, like, comment, and share it. Let us know your thoughts below. Remember, every person deserves a chance, and sometimes greatness appears when you least expect it.